Hey, good day, humans on Earth. This is Topher Gray along with
Iowa Rockwell.
And this is the Stupid Box Podcast, where we talk about thinking outside the box of the box you are thinking outside of. I'll let you think about it. 53, 53,
man. Hit him with that Artist Gilmore.
Yeah.
You know about that Artist Gilmore, man.
I know nothing. What's Artist Gilmore? I'm like, I know nothing. What is Artist Gilmore, man? Enlighten me, man.
You know, I had because since we stumbled, man, we fumbled the bag last week on trying to figure out who 52 was, you know what I'm saying, when it came to hooping.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Surf had to let us know, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, late great Buck Williams.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Man. So 53, I had to bring Artist Gilmore, you know what I'm saying, from the Bulls.
Dude,
old school Bulls legend,
that is
ABA legend.
That is
you know
very old school, man. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to bring it back to the 70s, man. We were just talking about old school, so it worked out perfectly.
Damn, Damn, now you got to go to 54, 55, 56. Those numbers are wild. Good luck with that shit, man.
Might not be able to do it, man. It might not be possible. But if you could find one, there'd probably be a legend.
Man. Shout out to the audience.
Hey.
Yeah, man. But let me just update the audience, man. I know we always try to update you guys early, but we are still hosting our pods through self-distance. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, I'm pretty sure it doesn't sound like it. And,
I've had people tell me that it's like, oh, yeah, it still sounds pretty clear. Still sounds like we're, you know, face-to-face.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And kind of, sort of.
Well, you know, screen time. Screen time gone up, man. How was the week, man? How was everything?
Everything's good, man. Just busy trying to come up, you know, as she gets older, I'm trying to come up with more solid schedules to like live my life a lot smoother. But fuck, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough having a baby that's kind of, you know, I'm kind of older. You know?
Yeah.
So mentally, I try to keep myself like clear and like physically and health-wise, I try to be good for her. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to be chasing this kid around. Think about it. When she's like 6, 7, I'm going to be like 40s. I got to be running after like a little-ass kid and shit. Like, you know, so I have to be in shape. Like, I can't stress that shit enough, man.
That's funny, man. He's 70 about 40, chasing around this little ass kid.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I went to, but you know what? Shout out to our guest last week, man. Shout outs to Eric, just Eric, by the way.
Yeah, just Eric, man.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a little insight on what goes on the legal side of things.
Definitely.
But I went to go play some self-distance tennis. Well, I don't know if self-distance tennis. We went to go play tennis, and it's a pretty self-distance game.
It's a pretty self-distance game itself.
And I mean, you figure it's tennis, right? Like, you know, kind of like movements. It's not like basketball, because basketball you do bump. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
lot
contact.
More twist too. You know what I'm saying? But tennis, man, ain't no joke, dog. Like that next day, no, I'm lying. That same day, dude, I was fucked up.
You said that same day.
You know, usually
later
it's like,
that night.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like immediately. Like I sat on my couch, took off my shoes, and I said, "Man, my right heel was killing me." And you know, it was just up to the back. I thought I blew out my Achilles or some shit. I'm like, nah, I would have been in real pain, right?
Right, you would know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I couldn't even like step. I'm like, oh, it feels like it almost felt like my bone was touching the wood on the floor. Okay. It was just very, and then like my forearm hurt from surfing. Oh my God, it was fun, but it was fun, but it was bad. It was bad.
Tennis is fun.
Yeah, tennis is fun. Tennis is fun. But I gotta I gotta do stuff like that. I don't have a lot of years left of that shit.
Yeah, man. Went for a hike yesterday. Went up to Starved Rock. Went to go enjoy some nature.
How many miles?
I think we did like six and a half, something like that. I want to say
6.5 miles.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. We went.
You didn't throw on the timer, the Apple timer,
I just started going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just started going. I know my sister had like 16,000, 17,000 steps, and they converted that into like 6,000 miles or something like that. I probably had a couple more steps than that.
Okay.
It was it was a good time, man. It was a good time. I wish it would have been more of the water in the waterfalls. It was kind of dry, but it was still a pretty good time.
Yeah.
I know you just went recently, right?
Yeah, I went. But it was. I want to go again because it was kind of brief, the hiking. I mean, we were there for a while, but the thing I wanted to do, we didn't spend a lot of time doing it.
Would you
the what?
Which one did you have in particular that you wanted to do?
I wanted to hike, dog, like really hike and climb some shit. Like, no, it was like, let's go see the main attraction. You know, they got a few canyons that, people they're gonna go see. So we did that, and that was it. I'm like, man, let's hike,
Yeah, I wanted to keep going myself too. I was like, yo, we can, but
yeah. I did that when I was a shorty. We went on this place I used to go to called ICI on Fullerton and Kimball. We used to they used to take us to these camps, and I did 2 with them. I did 1, and my boy, he was a little older than me. He was like the lead, the tutor. Like, he was one of the kids that worked there. He would make sure we're all good, and he was a lot older than me. And but we got along, and he told me one time, he's like, yo, we're gonna do this 8-mile hike, let's do it. And he told my mom, he convinced my mom. It was 8 miles, right? Or 18. I know we spent the night. It was like a 2-day thing.
Okay.
And we did some work. We had to have like the sticks. We had to have like the backpack. We had to have a legit hiking boot. Like, it was like some legit hiking, and we camped in tents, and
that's what's up.
Yeah, see, marshmallows. We had to wipe our asses, dog. If we had to shit with like a leaf, dog, we couldn't even take toilet paper in this motherfucker, dog.
You couldn't take toilet paper, or you didn't take toilet paper?
They're like, look.
That's a big difference.
Because toilet paper would just take up more space of the things you needed. Like, we needed to. Basically, we were on survival mode, dog. We had to take cans of tuna and shit. We had to eat.
Like, they set y'all off, bro. Toilet paper is essential to live. Like,
dude, I didn't shit. I held it. No, I didn't shit.
It's paper, man. You can put it in your shoe and walk. I mean, it's paper. You gotta be able to carry toilet paper.
I did not, dude. I did not shit. I did not shit, dog. I held it for like 2 days. I'm like, but I know kids that did it, and then he's like, I don't have toilet paper, and then I remember him asking him, nobody had toilet paper. He's like, well, times like this, you got to use a leaf, and the kid used a leaf.
Oh yeah,
dog.
they fucked up.
Yeah.
someone was supposed to bring the toilet paper and forgot.
They made these like, what do you call it? Like these tales, like these fictional tales that, like, there's this bird we're looking for, this crazy ass bird. It makes this noise, and we're like, oh, we're looking for this fucking bird.
Right.
Like,
so now you're looking for something, and you're all intent.
We here, like, yo, I think I heard it. Bullshit. Like, that's all. Like,
it's not even. They just want you out there looking.
I knew that shit. I'm like, what's going on? And to find out that shit was like, oh, and I got you moment. Like, oh, there was really no bird. We're just getting you guys through. It was something to look forward to, I guess. I don't know, but. Yeah. I love doing that kind of shit. Like, I like camping on the grass and sleeping in a sleeping bag. And
I've only been camping twice. Like in a tent, the whole tent deal. And the first time I went was only like maybe 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, maybe something like that. That was the first time I went camping. So I was an adult when I went camping for the first time, and then I went a couple years after that. Both times were dope as hell. And then went hiking in Colorado, and that was legit. But I'm all about, I realized, I'm all about hiking, man. That shit's fun. I'm all about getting up there, you know what I'm saying? Climbing up some rocks and shit.
It's the best, man.
Going up the trails. And,
my dad's real big in hiking. My dad's real big at hiking, and he used to take me hiking all the fucking time. Like, that's like, I remember when we used to have family picnics. You know how they would have them back in the day where everybody would have the same T-shirt?
Yeah.
You know, the old school family picnics. And
Yep.
I remember my favorite part would be the hiking. I'm like, yo, let's get the group of kids. We're like 12, 11, 10, and we would just go hike. That would be my favorite thing, like nature. And then my grandma always took me to, you know, Lincoln Park got that, they got that that garden house where you just walk in there and it's like all gardens and
right
and
off
plants.
of yeah.
Yeah, she would take me in there all the time and we just walk in there and just
I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot what it's like a lily. Is it like you have the lily pads and everything?
yeah, it's an indoor thing. It's indoor.
Pond in there.
Yeah, it's indoor and
I know what you're talking about.
that's still there. I believe it's still there too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, she would take me there and I love it.
So
But
I'm gonna look for another spot. I need to find another spot somewhere in Illinois or something. Somewhere within a 2-hour drive.
somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Get out there because we did.
Dude, those 2-hour drives.
We did Starve Rock early.
Look at those 2 hours.
We did Starve Rock early and it was perfect.
Yeah, those 2-hour drives. I'm pretty sure when you were driving, you had like 45 miles of nothing but plain field and cornfields. It was just farm, right?
Yeah,
and you're just driving like for a while, just looking side to side and said, "Man, how does one even live out here?" Right?
Yeah, the best hiking I did, man, was definitely out in Colorado, out in the Estes Park. That was legit. That was hella legit.
Yeah, but
I think we were up like 10,000 feet in elevation or something crazy like that. That shit was wild.
So but speaking of being like out in the playing field, can you do that? Can you live somewhere like that?
Like somewhere like that?
Yeah, like in a farm. Now you think
Nah.
you think it would drive you crazy?
I mean, it's just not. It's
You think it's on
a farm? No, a farm isn't my speed. A farm isn't my bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, can I live isolated from like a big city of people? Like, yeah, I could do that, but not at a farm. No, you know what I'm saying? Farm ain't my bag. I would.
Now, what do you think about?
What
do you think? Because usually farmers have these UFO stories. And by the way, hold on.
So do people in cabins.
Yeah, and by the way, that brings us to our next topic.
Yeah. They out there, man.
Hold on. We're about to drive people crazy with this one, man.
Oh,
Now,
man.
I wouldn't want to live in a farm. The only reason why I would like to live in a farm is to maybe experience some kind of shit like that if it's somehow true. Because for some reason, the stories are always in some kind of open land and farm.
Well, I guess if you're looking at farm, I guess if you have animals, right? Because it's like I guess that's something they always say. You got some animals, you got livestock, you got living. But I would live in a cabin. I would live like, you know what? I've been looking at castles, man. I want to buy a castle before I die. That's one of my life goals, man.
A castle?
Buy a castle before I die. Yeah, I was looking at castles out in Europe, man, and you could actually get one relatively cheap.
Yeah,
for a castle.
When I was doing my jog, I would pass up, like, I was in Florida, and where my wife's sister lives is like forest preserve, and I'll pass up these cows, all these different houses. They're all isolated, and there was one house in the corner, and it was a huge fucking castle. A huge castle.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is a real castle. Like a real legit castle.
So, it's one of those things, right? You never really dream or think about owning a castle. That's just, because it's something, a castle is always something that like a family built and they've had for hundreds of years. That's your idea. That was my idea of a castle as a kid. It's like, oh yeah, these people built these castles and they just stay within these families. Like, castles don't go for sale. And then I think it was 2009, man, when I went out to when I went out to Europe, when I was in France, we were walking around France, and I remember seeing an advertisement on like a wall, and it was a real estate spot, and it just had different places they were selling, and one of the pictures was a castle, and I was like, what the fuck? Y'all just advertising castles for sale? Like, yo, this shit blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, you just advertise castles for sale. Okay. And I feel like that would be a good ass spot. Like a random castle in the middle of nowhere would be a good ass spot for a visitor, man.
A visitor, wow.
A visitor, you know what I'm saying?
Now, do you think there's some kind of things going on up there?
Oh, 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? 1,000%. It's natural, right? It's just it makes sense. It's logical. I don't see how people find it illogical that nothing's happening up there. Like there's nothing else. It's just us. Like that's an illogical statement to me.
Yeah.
So the way that it's so that's the mainstream statement. It's like, oh yeah, we're fucked because we're just our common sense is illogical to me.
Yeah.
That's what you grew up like.
You think they're touching down here?
Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been. I think they've been touching down here for a long time. You know what I mean? I mean, look how evolved and intelligent we've become. So, are we assuming that they're at our pace or slower?
Involved and intelligent.
I mean, because I'm just saying, if you accept the fact that something's out there, another living entity, you know what I'm saying, there's other living creatures out there, then are you saying they're at our intelligence pace, our evolutional growth, or are they slower? Because if they're any bit faster, then they've already visited us, because we know we're out there trying to visit them. So,
yeah, they might be a bit more advanced. We're probably like way behind. It'd be crazy.
I believe so.
It'd be crazy if there's a few other, galaxies like ours, and they're like, oh man, this Earth on this side as opposed to Earth on this side, they're about to fuck up somewhere, and this Earth over here, they're doing pretty good, and this Earth back here, they're still evolving, they're still fucking like apes or some shit. That'll be like some heavy shit. And we're
like other galaxies, like it's how many galaxies are out? I look up to the sky all the time, man. Last week, was it last week? Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I saw in the sky. I happened to be on a rooftop, and I looked up around sunset, and dude, it was just like this ball of fire flying through the sky. Bugged me the hell out.
Yeah, we talked about this.
I was telling you we talked about it. And at the time, I didn't know that a supposed comet was flying through and it was going to be very visible. Like I didn't know that at all. And I'm looking at this thing like, yo, what is going on? Like, I got to get some video of this. It's just this ball of fire, like legit. It looks like a rocket. It looks like I've watched space flights. It looks like you're sending something up to space. The trajectory, I'm like, this is wild.
It was in a.
I couldn't explain it for a minute. It was at a slant heading up towards the sky. It wasn't coming down. It was wild to see in person live without knowing what you were seeing, without knowing what I was seeing. Like if I would have known, if I was stargazing looking for comets, that's another thing. Because I'm like, oh, I found it. I got the comet. Just being up on the roof randomly doing some other shit to look up to the sky. Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm upset I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm usually always trying to pay attention to when things go on, like when they did the whole eclipse. I was out there trying to get glasses and go see that. I'm always doing that though, man. I'm always staring at the sky. Yesterday there was that bright moon with the planet next to it, and I look up and I'm like, man, like, okay, let's say if they were. Right? Like, how would we, us humans, intake that information, dog? Like, how would they break it down to us? Like, oh, by the way, there's aliens, and here's proof. Like, how do you break that down to the mass world, dog? Everybody's set in their ways of, because the thing is, once you say that, our human race just changes completely, man.
I mean, the world changes because it's a very divisive issue.
Yeah,
it's a very divisive issue. So,
and then let's say if they introduce like an alien, like this is him, and he's there, and people are like, "Yo, that is like we are really seeing it." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine that shit, dog.
I swear, all I was thinking about was the Dave Chappelle skit, bruh. You got me. Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's wild.
I don't.
All right. So how would you take it? How would you take it?
Well, I wouldn't.
If they legit,
see,
you know,
the
what I'm
thing
saying,
is,
boom, these are the facts. This is
I wouldn't be surprised. One, and I'm gonna roll with the punches. I just want safety for my friends and family. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool.
Nah. I need like the real answer. How would you take it if they walked the alien on the stage and introduced him at a press conference? How you taking that?
I'm shocked, maybe. Like, oh shit! Like, this is like really. I'm not freaking out and like moving and.
Oh no! But I'm talking about.
I'll just be like, I'll be like,
shit, but I'm at another level of surprise.
Yeah, like what?
Excuse me? Like this shit's. What? I thought you were gonna present some papers and videos. I didn't know you was gonna walk somebody out. Like, you know.
Yeah, because I don't know. The New York Times is a pretty solid source of information, and they're saying that the Pentagon's supposed to introduce. I don't know if it's like material or something that's not from this planet. I
mean, I just wrote a song about that shit too. It's funny you say that, man. Because there's this cat Ingo Swann, who back in the day. I think he worked with, I'm not sure if it's FBI, I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. But he was able to like kind of astral project and like and see what was basically see in different parts. So he was able to kind of see the moon in short term. It was real fucking weird, man. And he would tell these people like it was like remote viewing. He was able to see somewhere that he wasn't at, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's like me being here,
yeah,
and being able to tell you what's on your table without being there, because I'm here, but I'm focused. I go into my zone, use whatever senses I have, and I can tell you what's on your table. And they tested him with stuff like that, like, all right, well, tell us what's over here, and he locked in, and he was like, well, this is that, and
man,
so they set up the experiments to make sure this dude just wasn't a scam artist, obviously. Yeah. So they set up their own experiments, and he looked at the moon and he was like, "Yo, there's already bases over there. I see bases. I see towers.
Yeah."
And then his story got pushed to the side, and no one hears about this cat.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes that they don't want, but I think it's just gonna get more exposed. Because man, if you really
and obviously it was a CIA program. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know how that shit goes. It's hush hush, top secret. Put those files away. Never to speak of again, that type of shit. But there's a lot of that's happened, you know. And you got to mix got to go with a fine tooth comb, the crazy through the logical.
Yeah, so weird though, man. Cause man, my mind wanders with shit like this. I'm like, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, if you was to tell somebody like, yo, you're gonna have a device. And explain to them whatever's going on now, 400 years ago, that shit it would seem impossible. Right?
Yeah, it would. I mean, we know it because people have kind of gone into these secluded tribes and brought technology, and we've seen the reaction. So we've seen that exact scenario play out in real time, actually.
Yeah.
These isolated tribes, it's indigenous tribes in places where someone goes with a missionary might go with the phone and they capture that moment, and we see like, the astonishment, like, what the fuck.
And my thing is like, what about if this planet is still around, the next 400 years? And that's what I'm saying. We don't even know how advanced this species from outer space is. Like, they could just be an advanced us. You know what I'm saying?
And you're saying, I mean, let's just play, for devil's advocate, you're saying species as in one.
So you think it's multiple?
Of course, there's multiple galaxies. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, but how advanced are these galaxies? Are we behind? Are we like the last of the totem pole, man? Like, are we the ones that are not fully developed to what they are?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to assume
you know what's crazy? We don't know anything, right? That's the crazy thing about this,
we don't know.
Man.
We have no idea. We have no idea. Like, but I would. We're not at the top. I'll say that shit. We're not at the top of the universe's food chain. Let's put it like that. We're not the big dog predator. Like, nah, you're not in the universe's food chain.
And people act like it too, man.
Yeah, I mean, so as crazy as that shit sounds, when homie made the Space Force, like I was mad he did that shit when the president made the Space Force. Mm-hmm. I was mad he made that new branch of the military only because I feel like it's a necessary branch moving forward. I'm just mad he did it, so his name is attached to like the making of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The startup of it. But think of that. Like, all right, our country has a Space Force now. Whatever that means. There's really nothing to it yet. They ain't doing, it's absolutely nothing at the moment. But they now have an actual branch of the military dedicated to space. That just lets you know a little bit of what they know.
Oh, they know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to figure something out because the times are coming where we're gonna have to tell people because shit's we gotta figure something out. So I don't know. People want to, you gotta see it with your own eyes, I guess. But people probably wouldn't even believe it then.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's the same people who will like blindly believe in religion that will tell you that you're crazy for believing in aliens. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You believe in someone in the sky. The fuck are you telling me? Like,
that's the thing. Like a lot of religious people, they're gonna have a tough time coping with.
Yeah, but it's crazy because they believe someone lives in the sky, but they don't want to believe who you believe lives in the sky.
Yeah,
think about that shit.
Yeah, but the thing with religion, it's the other things that like kind of freak me out. Like it's just all the tales behind it. They're not believable. It's more believable to know that somewhere far from Earth, there's another Earth with another, thing going on. Right. Like, that's more believable. Like, nah, as opposed to, there's heaven, clouds, God sitting there or dressed in white.
It's a crazy story.
And then hell's fire.
It's more logical.
The devil,
it's more logical to think like, there might be a planet like ours, some million light years away in another galaxy. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. I'm like, that's just more. Oh man.
It's funny, man. It's funny, and as much as I like space and like, I never got into Star Wars.
Oh, I'm a Star Wars fan.
I never got into Star Wars.
It's good.
I've only seen the first 3, and I seen them back in the day.
Try getting back into it. It's enjoyable, man. And you know what? Too the recent ones. Which one was it? They did a pretty good job on it. Was it the one with Childish Gambino? No. Because the order they're in is weird. Like 1, 2, and 3. I'm pretty sure they told you about the order.
Yeah, it goes 6, 7, 8, or it goes what? 4, 5, 6, and then
the 3 after that I didn't like, and then the 3 after that I liked because it feels more nostalgic.
So you didn't like 1, 2, and 3,
which is
you
3,
like 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, which is 3, 4, and 5.
Which is
so
right.
I like the older ones, and I like the newer ones. The ones in the middle, I was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, so along you and everybody else, that's all I heard when Jar Jar Binks came.
Yeah, but now now it's a funny franchise because like a Walt Disney and I don't know, but it's not bad. It's nothing bad to get into. It's fun to watch. Like I enjoy watching that shit. Seeing the fucking lightsaber. It's just a fun. Like when I went to the theaters to see this shit, I forgot who I went with, but he was another Star Wars head, and the ending scene. Soon as those lasers came out, dog. The whole theater went bananas, dog. Yeah. Dude,
it was during like a premiere week or something.
It was premiere week. We caught it. We caught it like on that Friday. It was packed. A lot of nerds, a lot of regular people taking their kids. It was just a full day at the theater. And I'm telling you, man, as soon as you heard the lightsabers go in, people lost their fucking minds, dog. And that energy was fun, though. I'm like, funny. Oh shit, like this is like some good outer space energy. Like,
you does that still happen? I don't know. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, I ain't been to a movie theater, but even before then, like I wasn't big on going to movie theaters. Just wasn't just wasn't my thing as much. But like, I remember back in the day, like people used to really get rowdy at theaters, like, you know what I'm saying, clap it up and like really laugh out loud.
Yeah,
and, like clap and shit, and stand like.
You know what? I don't know, man, because I go to theaters quite often, and I remember going to see Martin's third or Run Tell That at the theater.
Oh, that was his first one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, that was his second one.
That was the second one.
You So Crazy. Yeah, it was the second.
Then he had one before that. Don't Talk Dirty After Dark or some shit. Didn't he have one?
Okay.
That might have been
what was You So Crazy was the first one.
Yeah. And then Run Tell That. I went to go see Run Tell That, and it was like I was at a concert, dog.
I did see that at theaters because I remember calling video phone and shit, and the way they said it made me laugh because it was like Run Tell That. I was like, what? Run Tell That? Run Tell That.
Yeah. And I remember being in there and people like running down the aisles laughing. Everybody was dying. Like I remember that shit being like a huge thing. And that's kind of like the last time I remember, because I know what you're talking about, having the theater juiced up. But then, they changed the atmosphere of the theaters, man. But
like you said, they did it for Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? They got geek. The head, you know what I'm saying? The heads represented when the lightsabers came out.
But then it got quiet again.
Of course, because they're trying to hear what's going on. They don't want no one talking. They just had to get that emotion out. They've been bottling up for so long. They had to release that.
I've seen movies where the whole time I'm like, yo, this is a very loud theater.
Well, yeah,
from beginning to end. I'm thinking
I've been there.
Is that what you're talking about though?
No, I'm not talking about just being rude throughout the movie.
Oh, okay. So you're just talking about moments.
I'm talking about expressing like moments like, yo, I like this, so I'm really like the whole crowd like, big emotional moments that people are responding to, as opposed to just like keeping everything really. And people laugh, but I'm talking about those back in the days, like people would stand up like, and then sit, watching.
I think that still happens. I think you just got to go to a live theater somewhere where it's kind of like maybe more.
I wonder what movie would have caused that reaction recently. Curious.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good question, man. But since we're here.
In the building.
Getting Zen with Topher Gray.
It's time to get zen.
Get zen, man. Get zen.
Now, since we've been on topic of just being out there, and I'm just talking about like space, nature. I guess this is like our hippie episode. And having you, start off the pod with saying, I was at Starved Rock.
Mm-hmm.
How did that help your I'm not gonna say anxiety because you don't have anxiety, but like levels of stress that you've been having?
Because
you've been expressing that you're like, man, I'm a little tense, just a little tense.
You know what, man? It helped. Being in nature and being in a quiet space and a natural, just out there with the land, the earth, especially where it was at, the history behind it. It helped. But within the last like week and a half, 2 weeks possibly, I've just really felt in tune with everything going on.
Yeah.
So I felt very connected with everything. I felt like things I were doing were the right things, like working on music. Everything was clicking, like things were popping up. I would do something and then I'd see it the next day. A lot of those kind of things where it's like, oh yeah, I'm real. I just felt very in tune, and it happened that day. It happened at Starved Rock when I would think something and boom, I turn around. I'm like, oh wow, I'm still all right.
Yeah,
I'm still. So it helped, but it was a follow through of what I've been feeling the last week and a half. So it was a perfect time for me to do that because I felt in tune with everything. So it was great to get out. It was a great day for me to get out in nature and just like put it to the test. Like get out in nature and see if you're really in tune. And then I got out there and a couple things were happening. I'm like, damn, yeah, all right, I'm cool. Like,
so did you get a sense of like charge, like getting the battery green? Like
a little bit,
kind of like when you get in the jacuzzi.
But what I tell you, I didn't a little bit, but more so, I didn't lose any energy. Like I was just out there and it was almost like I was just trading energy with the earth and the land. Like I didn't lose any energy. So I don't know if I got charged as much as I didn't lose any. It was just giving it back and forth.
So did you gain?
Time will tell. You know,
Okay.
I came back and I wasn't tired. You know, I wasn't worn out. My body wasn't hurting. Like I wasn't trying to fall asleep right away. It was it was cool. Like I was able to just keep going with the rest of my day. Like we stopped the hike. I wasn't even tired. I could have gone for another couple miles easily.
I'm pretty sure you see in this the same lens as I do, but sometimes you need that as a reminder as to go back to saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot." Like, did it make you see things a little different? Just being in tune with nature and present. Well, first off, let me get this question out the way. Hold on. Am I allowed? Am I allowed to ask this because I can always edit this out? All right.
Talk to me.
Were you on any psychedelics?
I partaked in a little bit.
Okay, so we'll just
partaked in a little bit.
Really?
But nothing that threw me out. You know, nothing that threw me out there. Just kind of like.
Because with me, when I do stuff like that, it kind of and I guess that's the point of my Zen segment. It kind of it brings me back into like this place of being centered. Like because sometimes we're running around with the baby to that.
Right.
My mind is just, and then when I'm walking, I'm like, oh fuck, that's right. Like this is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, it kind of just brings me back to the middle.
And I'm sure, and I know that has something to do with it. But it was weird, man, because it just things were working out perfectly. It's even tough to explain.
Yeah, the green. How is the green impacting you? Like the green really like affects me, man. When I see green contrast with the sky blue, that like fucks me up.
It was for me because I hadn't been to Starved Rock before. Okay. So like to see the actual caverns and the canyons and that go in there, that's just powerful because you're in Earth. Mm-hmm. You're in Earth. Mm-hmm. You are in it. You know what I'm saying? Because you see above and you see where you were walking before. Yeah. You're in Earth at that moment in a sense.
Yeah.
So you see it's real weird, and it's real surreal. You see the water falling. So I was like, all right, let me go hit the waterfall real quick.
Yeah.
Get a little water on me, you know what I'm saying? This is all natural. So it's part of just becoming and understanding moving forward, like, what's important, respecting what to respect and whatnot.
You got to see the waterfall.
It was just a real trickle coming down. It wasn't much.
Okay.
Because it was pretty dry out. It was pretty dry.
Yeah, because when I went, it was super dry. There was like no water.
Yeah, there was one part, I forgot which canyon, and there was a little bit of water coming down. So I walked in there, I got my head.
Would you recommend that to somebody? Like, man, maybe you should like go for a walk, like in the forest if you're feeling a certain way, or maybe.
I would have to know who I would recommend it to. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. You know what I mean? Because not everyone can allow themselves to just be free that way. Like if I was to get lost in the forest, like I would I would walk in guiding my way in and guiding my way back out. Yeah. But I wouldn't panic. It's not for everybody. Like, just go for a walk by yourself. It's great, but it's not for everybody. I think everybody should be able to build up to that. But that's not what I would recommend first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or even
I might be like, yo, go in this little area where I know it's kind of, and then you can walk around here. I know you'll find your way back.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, hey, just kind of go in the park and just figure this out.
No. Not like that. I'm just saying, just to go out and just not be somewhere where it's hustle and bustle city.
Oh, for sure.
Like you
gotta disconnect. You have to disconnect.
And I guess that's what I'm saying. That's a disconnect from.
You have to be able to disconnect from what you have going on, or or anything. I mean, you have to be able to, but you have to be multifaceted in that sense. That's what keeps you balanced.
Yeah.
If you're one way in everything, you're never going to be balanced. So
yeah,
being able to disconnect allows you to be multifaceted and then put this to this side and to focus on another area while this is on pause. You have to be able to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It was I was listening to last night. I was listening to the Andre 3000 and Rick Rubin podcast. I don't know if you heard that one.
Oh yeah.
When Rick Rubin kind of interviewed and had 3 Stacks on, and they were obviously they were talking about a lot, but like so 3000 was going through all his stuff, and he was saying how he had hypersensitivity, and he still does, but he had it as a child without being diagnosed, without knowing. So I don't know why it made me think of it, but he said, he was like, when I was out there and I would see stuff and I would see everything that's going on, and I would be obviously sensitive to everything that's happening, and when adults don't realize that, and he was talking from a kid's perspective, he's like, when adults don't see that, you get confused as a kid, like, what's happening, like, are these things not important?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like it's a way to disconnect now, where it's like you have to realize like what's important. You have to see it all. You can't just stay focused on this, because you got part of you that really wants to see, and there's other things that are important going on in this world that you got to be open to. You can't just focus on your day to day. Like, that ain't it. That's not what life in the grand scheme is about.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, man. And I'm happy you did that, man. I'm happy you're able to just go out there and smell some good plants and some good, just nature, man. That's like and it's healthy.
Yeah.
That shit's
it's
healthy.
For you.
Yeah.
It's healthy, man. It's healthy for you, man.
And that's the whole point, man. Being Zen
is
just not being in a meditative state of mind, I guess. It's just all around health, man. Mm-hmm. Like, ways to be healthy without really.
I brought my speaker with me, and then wife asked, she's like, "Oh, you want to put some music on?" And I thought about it, and I was like, no, you know what? I just want to hear from one. I was like, I want to hear what's going on, and then I was like, I don't want to be rude to anybody passing either. I want them to have their experience.
Yeah, you want to hear the birds.
And if they just want to, hear the nature, I don't want to pass by, even though it's not that rude. It might be pass me by for 15 seconds and you're gone. You don't hear my music anymore. But it's like, I get it, man. You might have come out here for something. Let me just respect these couple hours. I could do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's what I go out there, man. I go out there to hear what's going on with the planet.
Mm-hmm. Man, there was so many mushrooms out there, man. So many mushrooms in Starve Park.
Yeah.
Starve Rock. Yeah, I don't know. Did you?
I didn't see the mushrooms.
No. Holy shit!
I was out
everywhere, all different types.
When I went out there,
it was crazy.
I was on 2 modes though, man. I was on Daddy mode and I was on Zen mode.
Yeah, I believe it. Which is that's a hard mode to juggle.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, that's nice. Be careful. That's nice. At least make sure flies are not biting her or mosquitoes are not biting her. Oh, that's nice. Yes. I gotta lift up this stroller to go down these stairs.
These stairs. There's a lot of stairs over there, man. I don't know.
Yeah, me and Al would lift it up. Me and him would lift it up. After a while,
and those stairs are steep too, man.
Yeah, we're gonna go back though. We're gonna go back, and I think I'm gonna clamp around like a harness or something.
Go back. Let me know, because I want to go back in like the late fall or something when there's a little more water coming down.
Yeah.
I was thinking like late September, early October.
I see where you're going.
You know what I mean? You feel me, man?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
So if y'all are with it, you know what I'm saying?
It would be a
stupid box at Starve Rock.
It would be a Saturday morning.
Okay.
Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, we can work that.
It would definitely
get out there nice and early, man.
Definitely be. I'm gonna plan it and remind me if I forget. Sometimes I get. Okay. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, damn, we're supposed to do this.
Yeah. We'll make that happen, man.
And I'll get like a hiking backpack, and I'll just keep her in that backpack. Yeah, that'll be nice.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah, but hold on.
That'll be a good time.
That'll be a good time. Segments don't stop, man.
This is the Rockwell Report.
It's that time, man.
It's the Rockwell Report.
Where you bring awareness, man.
Bring some awareness, man. So, people want to talk about how, like, we were talking about aliens and UFOs and everything of that nature earlier, and how stuff's classified, and are they going to tell us, and when are they going to tell us? Well, if you want people who believe in it and who are going to tell, vote, right? You vote the people in who are going to do the things you want them to do. That's the whole point of the game, right?
Voting.
Right? So voting's a hot topic right now because it's coming up real quick. And voting by mail is a whole hot topic, you know what I'm saying? So people, this go around, you just got to get out there on either side because it's a very line in the sand kind of time.
Yeah.
And I've told you this before. I would rather know the 100% truth. So I would love to see every eligible voter vote, and let's truly see how this country, how divided they are on different ideas and different things. So you can really see where you stand and where you got to rebuild and break down. Like you got a very true perception.
Yeah.
You know, not a skew. Not only 30% did this, and I would love to see 100%. Obviously, it's not gonna happen. But I would love to see 100% and like really get a clear picture of what this country actually is all about.
I agree. I agree with that, man. But the importance of it.
And as a system, I don't really believe in it too much because it wasn't built for me to believe in. It wasn't built for you and I to come up under.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In general. But we have opportunities to put people who can change things like that. And it's gonna take a long time, but look, it's obviously look how far you've gotten since then. Keep going. I'm
a huge fan of Alexandria Cortez, AOC.
Big time, man.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't. They say a lot of politicians are full of shit. Mm-hmm. She doesn't seem like she's full of shit. She seems real.
She's not a politician. She's
not.
She's that her job is a senator. She's not a politician. There's a big you know what I'm saying? She's in politics. She's a politician just by that.
Yeah.
But she ain't a politician when you use that word. The connotations that come along with that word.
No, she's not that.
And it's time to twist that. She's a different way, yeah. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan, and I really trust her judgment. So whenever it comes up to like politics, and she's like, "Go do this," or "Go to this website, do this," I'm usually on it, dog. Like I'm always, I go to her shit for like a lot of political information, because she's like, there's a lot of, especially when like putting money into like the Black Lives Matter movement. She's like, there's a lot of websites. Here are some legit ones, and she supplies it. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah. But I would like to have a lot more people like her, just kind of.
That's where we're headed, but that's why people have to vote.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone here on a lower level that speaks to that is I think he's 40th Ward Alderman. Andre, shout out to Andre Vasquez. I don't know if you know. He also went by Prime back in the day.
Okay.
Freestyle, rapper, been huge in Chicago.
Yeah.
Huge in the scene. Huge. You know what I'm saying? Worked with the Mole Man, the whole nine.
Uh-huh.
And now he's an alderman. And you see that. You're like, you are me. AOC, you speak for me because you've been through the shit I've been through.
Yeah.
Directly.
And
that's what you're speaking from a place I'm coming from directly.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. That's why you got to get out there, man. And you got to crash the system. Because, look, I'm telling you right now, they're making it so people can't vote by mail, or your ballots aren't in time. They're going to make it where the post office has a lot of problems. Like, that it's all being set up right now.
Yeah.
He put his homie in charge of the post office. That shit's about to be sabotaged from the inside. It's already happening. So you add that. I mean, and you already got this dude talking about we should postpone the election. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say.
Who says that? He says that.
He says that. You know what I'm saying? Of course. So I told my homies a couple weeks ago, I was like, y'all, don't be surprised. And this was maybe a month. I was like, don't be surprised if this dude doesn't leave office, man, if he doesn't win. Don't be surprised if they got to go get him out of there.
Yeah, I could see him winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this place going immediately to shits. Like I could see some straight hardcore protest. I could see things just escalating.
I could see it either way, almost, because I could see him not winning, not leaving the office and trying to like legally fight every way to stay in, and then all other people protesting on the streets either way.
Yeah,
so either way, I think that's what I'm saying. It's a very like fine, it's a very line in the sand kind of time. So you gotta just understand your position, and the people got to understand how much power they have. I've said that a million times. If everyone shut off their TVs on Sundays, the NFL would change every single thing that people think is wrong with them.
Yeah,
every single thing. Within a week, they'd be done. You know what I mean? It's simple, but you just got to do it. You just got to know your power and believe in that and do it.
Damn.
You know, that's just what it is.
You heard it here, people. Take your ass out there and fucking vote.
Get your mail-in ballots. Crash the system. Crash the system, man.
Yes. Vote.
Be heard. Be heard.
Yeah, man. But that's it, man. I want to thank the audience again for tuning in, for staying in tune, for always keeping up with our episodes. And
know it, man.
We'll see you next week, man. We're out. Peace.
Peace.